And as we all know, extreme winter weather like we're seeing can make things dangerous while out on the road. But even if you never get in your car during the winter months, you're still not safe from the dangerous conditions brought on by Mother Nature. Our Clayton McChesney spoke with a local first responders rather, who say they've seen just how dangerous freezing temperatures can be, and they're giving tips on how you can stay safe yourself.
The CEO of the Princeton Rescue Squad says cold-related injuries are more common in this area than most people think, with one of the biggest concerns being hypothermia. He says it's best to spend as little time outside as possible with the temperature continuing to drop, adding that sub-zero temperatures can cause hypothermia to begin setting in within minutes. If you must be out in the elements, make sure you have a change of clothes, especially during wet snow like we've seen recently.
When your gloves start getting soaked, or your boots start getting soaked, or your jackets or your hood or your mask starts getting soaked, hypothermia can set in a little quicker that way, because not only do you have the cold temperatures and the wind, but you also have the moisture.
Not all cold-related injuries may be as obvious as hypothermia, however.
A lot of people think it's just the skin, maybe, you know, from frostbite or wind burn and things like that. But actually, when temperatures drop below a certain temperature and then you're exposed to that for long periods of time, it also can have cardiac effects, respiratory effects, and deep muscle tissue effects and those things.
But even if you stay inside to keep warm, the winter months can still be dangerous. A captain with the Green Valley Glenwood Volunteer Fire Department says this time of year brings an increase in structure fires, due to things as simple as forgetting to keep flammables at least 3 feet from all sides of a heater. And with many people losing power or trying to lower electricity cost, people are turning to fireplaces or kerosene or propane heaters. But those can be dangerous as well if they aren't cleaned or maintained properly, adding that a natural gas flame should be blue, not red or orange.
Say if you've got a propane or a kerosene heater, when those are burning, you should have a nice clean flame. It should be solid, it shouldn't be flickering, it shouldn't be real radical.
One danger that kerosene or propane heaters could cause may be more subtle. If they are producing carbon monoxide, a silent killer.
Invest in a carbon monoxide detector, because if these are not burning properly, that will produce deadly fumes that you're not going to see, you're not going to smell until it's too late. And once you start feeling woozy, you're not going to last much longer.
Regardless of what you use to heat your home, Captain Thompson says you should also make sure your smoke detectors are working and not chirping, which indicates it's time to replace the battery. Here for you in Mercer County, Clayton McChesney, WVVA News.
Brooks says it makes the rescue squad's job easier if you recognize the signs of cold-related injuries early, saying it's time to come inside if you see redness of skin, a tingling or burning sensation, or if you're just uncomfortable. Those potentially affected by the early stages of a cold-related injury should warm themselves gradually using blankets in a warm environment like your home or vehicle. Captain Thompson also says you should check your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors every month, with doing that early in the month is a good idea to push the button.